Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Bumbershoot, where we're covering life's chaos with humor and heart. Ready for part 2?
I was scheduled to leave last Sunday, a week ago Sunday, and that happened to be the peak of the Atlanta airport debacle, if you've seen the news. And so you're not only with TSA, so the reason, here's the things I realized. So TSA they weren't getting, I don't even know if they are or not right now, but they weren't getting paid because of the government shutdown. So they had gone through a pay period and had their first non-paid day. Yeah. So right after that is when a bunch of them stopped showing up for work, and that was the weekend I was traveling.
Oh, great.
Spring break also.
And spring break started.
What a mess.
Across the country. And the day I was supposed to fly, no, the next day. Okay, so Sunday, I was being warned by Shelly and Gina, we should probably get to the airport at like 3. My flight was at 9:15. I'm like, even if I have to wait 4 hours, I'm not getting there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, that's not necessary. So Gina dropped me off at 3, I want to say it was 3 or 3:30. And outside, it was totally fine. I'm like, oh, they're totally overreacting. Bye, love you. See you in May. She leaves. I go to the outside, you know, where you have to, like, the guys that take the baggage on the outside. I was like, I'll just go ahead and check it in here. My big bag and my carry-on, I don't need it. I mean, I'm just going to go home. So what do I need anything for?
And your carry-on.
Oh, my carry-on too. So I give it to them and I'm like, why do you guys not have a line? And they're like, I don't know. And I go, is it because people have to tip you? Like, and they go, yeah, maybe that's why. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I'll tip you guys. So I give them $5. They take my luggage. I get it on. I go inside and I see it's not a madhouse in the sense that everyone's scurrying. It's just lines, the never-ending, like a never-ending river of lines. And I'm looking around and I'm going, I don't even know where this starts or ends. So you start, this is where I think, I'm sorry, but if you're the Atlanta airport, there are employees that are not TSA workers.
Right.
Why did you not have staff that was educating, directing?
Put up the line.
They didn't even have those, those stanchions.
Yeah.
It was people making the paths, but there was no guidance. So, like, you couldn't turn to someone and say, where do I go? I'm just getting here. I don't know where to go, what to do.
So they weren't workers of that airport? Or
there was
just random people?
No, there was nobody but the passengers. There was no one directing or guiding anyone.
Oh, no.
So I finally find out, the people are like, oh, the line starts down there. Well, this line was literally, you take 2 steps into the airport and the line was there. Like, people, there was 3 layers of lines of people right when you walk into the airport. So I'm like, where does the line start? So, and obviously most people, probably 90% are online check-in, and like, you don't have to necessarily go to the counter unless you have a bag.
Right.
But the counter areas, I'll say, were wide open. Barely anybody in line.
Just was it a security line? You're trying to get to the security.
So it was. It was the beginning of the security line that started at the far end. Now, Atlanta Airport is not technically the biggest airport, but it's in the world, the busiest airport in the world. In the world, busiest.
Oh my gosh.
So
I would never want to fly in or out of there. I'm sorry. Never, ever, ever, not even.
If you don't have to, I would not recommend it. So they direct me down. I go to the far end of the airport to get in line to walk the entire length of the airport, to turn and walk back the entire length of the airport. That's 3 times. Then the way that this terminal had all the check-in areas, and this is how I kept my sanity with my claustrophobia, because there was big giant areas they blocked off for the counters. So they were open. Nobody was backed up in there. Then there was the luggage, baggage claim on the left side of the airport, and those were people coming in. So this line was in front of all that. Then it went in between the counters and the baggage claim 5 loops.
God.
And then once you get through that, you have the backside that had 3 full airport length rows.
How did you handle that?
Before you got into the TSA security
line.
area.
Yeah.
So I made it to, and this is, I do have to say, the people in the airport, nobody was being irrational. No one was being crazy.
That's
No one was
surprising,
being
but good.
bad. No one, all around me, I said to the people around me, I said, you know what I'm most impressed with? That no one's freaking out.
Yes.
Like no one's mad or yelling.
Angry.
Everyone had self-control. They were
amazing.
all starting. So I got in line, what did I say, 3:30? Or 4? 3?
You said 3. You got dropped off at
3:34.
like 3:30-ish.
So
So that's still 6 hours before your flight, right?
yeah, so I think I was 3:34. So let's say 4. So that's 5 hours and 15 minutes before my flight. We got to the middle of the counters and the baggage claim, that group, that zigzag. I had been there 2.5 hours, and I was at least 3 hours away from getting to TSA.
Ugh.
Or to the security. So everyone around was like, everyone was missing their flights.
Yeah.
Everyone. Not one person was making it on their flight.
Oh no.
Were the boys already gone?
They had already,
flew out of Florida.
They flew out of Florida, had a layover in Atlanta that
Oh.
got backed up for 2 hours
Oh.
because of the weather.
Oh.
Because 4 days before I got there, it was snowing. So there was a tornado warning and all this, but that was all gone. So that had nothing to do with it. But so anyway, I started looking. I was fine. I was sweating because in the airport, their air conditioning couldn't keep up with the amount of people, so there was no air. And so I was starting to get hot, and I was starting to get a little bit in my head. And then I was like, why is my TSA pre-check not working? Because at that point, everyone was saying, there isn't pre-check, we don't know. Like, it seemed like they were just getting rid of pre-check, but we weren't sure. And I thought, well, if I have it, I'm going to use it. I had global entry, the whole family did. It was months ago that I got a report that said it was revoked, and I didn't know why. And I was like, "There's no reason it would have got revoked. I didn't do anything illegal. I mean, they weren't there on the Sunday that I drank too much." But
They don't know.
And then the boys told me theirs got revoked, and so I reapplied, but it's still in holding. And now you're in a place where TSA doesn't even. They're closed. Like nobody's answering. You can't. So I go to try to the counter. Everyone was cool about holding your place in line. You had to go to the bathroom. You had to go do something.
That's good.
So I went to try to check what's going on. Like my TSA wasn't working on the kiosk. Maybe it'll work with the person. And they're like, no, it's not working. It's not working. So you have to call this. And then I call and they're like, we're closed. So I was like, screw it. I'm not going in pre-check, obviously. So anyway, at a certain point, I started I'm hot. There's a lot of people. I'm looking ahead. I'm like, then I started thinking, what's on the other side? All these people around me are rescheduling for tomorrow, but they're staying in line and going through to sleep there and take their flight the next day. So now I'm thinking, once you get past there, it's not like you can go out and take a breath of fresh air. You're trapped, once you get in there.
Overnight.
And then think about there's no seating. There's no outlets available and no restaurant seating because everybody's over there. So now I'm like, I didn't get in my head to where I had a panic attack, but I just started thinking, what am I doing? I'm not staying here. There's no way. So I get on the phone with Delta. Delta is the hub. That's their hub.
Yep.
So I was on the phone with them an hour and 15 minutes in line. And then I was like, what am I doing? I'm not staying, so I'm going to leave anyway. So I leave. I'm on the phone with them. I take they have a tram thing to the rental car place, which is in a completely different area. So it took me 20 minutes to get over there. There was lines at a couple of them, but no lines at 2 of them. So I walked up to the first one. I said, I don't have a rental reservation while I'm on the phone with Delta. I said, but can I get a one-way? Because my thought was, I was texting Alex. He was so amazing. He was really helpful. And we were trying, we were looking at local airports I could drive to, because I knew Nashville is only 3.5 hours. So I was like, I could drive to Nashville, fly out of there, but God only knows what's happening over there. And then I looked and I saw Chattanooga, and he found Birmingham. So I knew, I was like, I could drive somewhere. So I asked them, do you have any one-way rentals? No, we're all out of them. And I go, oh, shoot. I said, well, I was looking to see if I could drive to another airport. And the guy looks at me, he's like, you don't think everybody else thought of that? And I was like, so then I started going, crap, is it going to be busy at the other airports? So I go to the next guy, and he's like, no, we don't have any one-way rentals. And I'm like, do you know any place that would around here? And he's like, I don't think the state has any left because of what's going on. So then those kind of things, when you're claustrophobic, they start getting in your head. Like, I'm trapped, right?
Yeah.
I had friends there, but am I ever going to get home? Like, what's happening? So then I was like, well, I'll drive home, but I can't get a one-way rental. So now what am I supposed to do? So Alex sends me, it's not that much to Uber. You could Uber to the other, like Chattanooga or Birmingham for $150. So I was like, oh, okay, I could do that.
Yeah.
So I take an Uber from the airport to a hotel that I got on I had points. So I used my points, so it was for free. Because Gina was staying at her boyfriend's house, and I didn't want to like disrupt her, and like, that's not fair.
What about Shelly?
Shelly was like an hour and something away from there. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm kind of spent. I'm just gonna like stay in my own place.
Yeah.
So I go to the hotel and I get a good night's sleep. And the next day, Gina did come pick me up because her boyfriend lives kind of near the airport. So she came, picked me up. She took me to her house. I got a Uber to Chattanooga. After being on the phone with 2.5 hours with Delta, I got a flight out of Chattanooga. The funny thing is that you fly out of Chattanooga at like 5:15. You have a layover in Atlanta for 2 hours. But I'm like, at least I'm already through security, so I don't have to deal with that. So I was cool with it. But did it occur to me once that Chattanooga would be a tiny airport with tiny planes? Never occurred to me. So I go to Gina's. I wait an hour for the Uber. I get my Uber lady, and so I didn't share this on I did an Instagram vlog of this, but it's stories, so it's gone. But I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on this part, which is hilarious.
I didn't even know you. I did watch your whole vlog. I was like in bed watching it all.
People were invested in that.
I was. I'm like, okay, keep going, keep us informed.
This is when I was on the cruise.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I just didn't know you ended up in Chattanooga, I don't think.
Wait,
well,
and did you
might catch it when I tell you what happened.
So you didn't have a problem getting your luggage back from the guy?
No, my luggage is gone.
Her
my
luggage-
luggage was in San Diego that Sunday night.
No.
It was gone. So I had nothing. I had my backpack, which I normally keep even my glasses with my contact case, because like on the planes, like sometimes I'll take them out, and I even put that on. I had my computer. I literally had nothing. I had my computer and some like hand sanitizer and lip gloss and my purse. Like, that's all I had. So I stayed that night going, who cares? Okay, whatever. I took all my clothes, like, not to overshare, but I literally like took them all off. I took a shower the next morning, but I put my same clothes. And mind you, those clothes went on a nature walk with Gina the Sunday morning, by the way. And then I changed into a bathing suit and laid out by the pool, and then put them back on for the next morning, and thinking, well, it's fine, whatever. Anyways, that's what happens when this happens. So, I mean, people are like, oh, I always bring a change of everything. Okay, great. Good for you. I didn't do it, okay?
I never do. So maybe I'll start.
I'm hit and miss. Like, I probably will for the next few flights, and then I'll forget about it. So anyway, the Uber driver, and now I requested a female, like I did the night before, because I don't Uber by myself.
Yeah.
I barely Uber anyways, but
same.
So she picks me up. If you ever seen Pee Wee Herman, the Adventures?
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman Adventures?
Yes.
Remember Large Marge?
Yes.
Or what's her name?
Large Marge.
Large Marge.
Tell
Sent
them
you?
Large Marge
Sent you. Well, she wasn't so large, but when I opened the back passenger door, she turns and she's on speakerphone with one of her kids, and she's missing teeth and she's eating.
Ew.
So she's chewing and it's coming
Spitting?
out while I'm going to get in the back seat, and I look at Gina like, help, and she's like, bye, call me when you get there. And I'm like,
oh no.
And so I get in and I sit down and she's on the phone speaker. Now, this is what I said on my vlog. I was like, is this normal that the driver talks to their personal people while you're in there? Okay, so she hangs up shortly after. We start talking and she's not so bad. She's sweet. She's very sweet. She's an older gal and she's telling me about her family. She has 7 kids, and she starts telling me about her husband she was married to for 45 years, and then he left her for a prostitute for a while, and then he came back to her, and I'm like, you took him back? And she said, yes. And then he died 6 years ago, and so, you just listen.
You got
whatever.
a lot to talk about in 2 hours,
Well, yeah, it was like an hour and 40-minute drive. So this was like in the first 20, 25 minutes. So then she gets a call through of one of her kids, her daughter, and she answers it on speaker, and she's like, Mom, da-da-da-da-da, and Jenny da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da, and she's like, oh, okay. And she answers her like really monotone, and so then she goes, are you busy? And she goes, well, I've got a ride to Chattanooga and back. She goes, okay, call me later. And she hangs up. So then she starts telling me about why this daughter's calling, and it's this whole drama with a credit card and a rental company and the bank statements and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to tell her I have to work and put my earbuds in and like check out. But before I could do that, the phone rings and she answers it on speaker. And it's Jenny. Mom! Oh my God! I don't know what I'm going to do. And she's like, well, Jenny, you have to... Mom, I don't know what to do, Mom. You guys, that is it's a drop in the bucket of the hour. She stayed on the phone.
Ooh, did you give her a bad review?
Stroking her daughter about that. And Jenny's going, I can't do that. The woman is like in her 60s. So this kid can't be.
She's got to be 40.
She sounded like she was in her 20s. And I felt, to be honest, I was like, oh, it's kind of sad. Like there's elements of that was sad, but I'm in the car. And like an hour and 40 minutes.
No.
And you're listening to her. And she's just going, well, you should do this. I can't do that. How am I supposed to do that?
I honestly don't think Uber drivers legally are supposed to be on the phone when they're driving.
At all.
Well, then she said, so
I hope
actually,
you gave her a bad review.
No, I didn't, because before she got on the phone and she was talking about the scenario, she said, none of us own our cars. We all rent cars to Uber. Oh, that's how she makes her money. Mm-hmm. But she said her son owned a car, but he got hit by somebody. And before she could finish the story is when Jenny called in. So I'm listening, and so it was something to do with the car she rented that she supposedly had paid for, but the rental company is saying she didn't pay it. And so she's like freaking out because it's 3 months of payments that she says she made that they say she didn't. But her mom's like, get the bank statements. It's easy. Just, right. I don't know how to do that. And she literally was helpless, and she didn't want to hear the voice of reason. And her mom just kept trying to stay calm, but you can tell she's an enabler because otherwise Jenny wouldn't have been able to do this for an hour. And her mom just kept talking in circles about it. And then in the middle of it, her son calls in. Mom, did you hear no, she goes, hold on, Jenny, Tommy's calling or whatever. And so she grabs Tommy and she's like, and he goes, Mom, did you get my text? And she's like, no, I've been talking to Jenny. Well, I need you to pick me up from work because it cost me $32 to Uber to work today. And she goes, well, I thought your work was paying for it. And he goes, they only give me $200 a week. And it was $32 one way. So I can't afford to do that this week. And so then she's like, well, I'm on the phone with your sister because da, da, da. And he goes, well, that's not my problem. He's like, and my problem isn't my fault. Somebody hit me. And so he's not wrong. But at the same time, it's like this mother obviously enables all these kids.
Was she like,
7
I'm far away?
Children. Well, enabled her husband too because she allowed him back after cheating on her with a prostitute. So anyway, I was just like, I can't even believe this. So what I did midway was I closed my eyes and just pretended to sleep the whole way because I was like, whatever time she hangs up with this girl, I don't want to hear all about it because she definitely tells me all about it. I don't want to hear about it. So I just pretended to be asleep until we pulled into the airport. And then she goes, I go, oh, we're here. And she goes, yeah. She goes, sorry, kid problems or something. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I was asleep.
Oh my God.
And I got out and I thought, like, seriously, I could have reported her, but then I thought, this is her livelihood and they don't have cars, and like I felt bad, and then I was like, should I give a really big tip? And I'm like, no, because she's an enabler. She won't help herself. She's just gonna help her kids who are helpless, and that doesn't help society. Like, those kids need to be able to do things for themselves. Yeah. And so I learned a lot about my Uber driver, and I was like, really, this is the Uber driver I got. So I get to the Chattanooga airport and I'm happy to get out of the car. There's not a soul in sight. I walk in, not a soul to counter, but I am 6 hours early for my flight.
Okay.
I go through security that there was 3 other people in.
Those small airports
and I
are
go
so
in,
quick. Yeah.
And there's a total of 8 gates. So, 4 to the right and 4 to the left. So I go sit at the bar and I order a little drink and I have lunch. I'm taking my time. Then I go over and I catch up on American Idol, and I'm sitting there going, I don't understand. There's nobody here, and it's like gate check-in time. But I knew I didn't have assigned seats. So I was like, I need to go talk to the gate check-in people. Well, there was nobody around. So I started thinking, my app, it's not told me that the gate changed, but maybe the gate changed. So I looked on my app. Sure enough, the gate changed. So I go around to the other side, the only other 4 terminals, and there's a bunch of people. So I go to walk up to get my seat assignment, and the lady's like, are you on this flight? And I said, yes. And she goes, you need a seat. And I go, I know. I said, I think they issued me one, like between me realizing, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, oh yeah, you're 11D. And I said, that's an aisle seat, right? Or is it, because I had upgraded to first class, but at this point, I don't know what's going on. And she goes, no, that's a window seat. And I was like, oh, I can't do a window seat. She goes, well, this plane is overbooked, so that's your seat. And she said, maybe someone will change with you. And so I was like, so I'm trying to coach myself. I'm like, okay, it's fine, Charity, you're fine. This is like a 30-minute flight to Atlanta. You're gonna get off. You'll be in your first class seat. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Now, mind you, I do emergency row or first class if I can because of my claustrophobia. Otherwise, I got to be on drugs. So if I don't want to do drugs, that's how I have to do it. So now I'm seeing all the people, and they're offering people to like stay off, and I can't do it because of my flight, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, long story short, she says, okay, last people to board. Well, I always board last. So I go through and I tell the lady, okay, I'm going to board, but I know there's other people waiting to get on, like standby. So I know it's another time in the airplane that I can't hang. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to scan my thing, but I'm going to wait right here. So I did. And then this lady that I had dealt with a little bit earlier that had no sympathy, she's like, ma'am, you need to board the airplane. And I'm like, no, I can't because I'm claustrophobic. You need to board the airplane. I'm like, so now I've got pressure on me to board the airplane, which I don't need. Right. Because I get in my head, well, I had popped a pill already.
Oh, good.
What am I Ativan? And then I popped a half of one because I'm like, I don't know what I'm in for. So I go down, and the stewardess meets me at the entrance of the airplane. Hi, how are you? Good. And now I look down. This plane, it gives me anxiety every time I think of it. It is the small, like long, they probably have about 25 rows. The like where you put your luggage is down lower than your face.
What?
And the first class, quote unquote, is like the first 2 rows, and it's like 1 seat on one side and 2 on the other, but then 2 rows, it goes to 2 and 2. And I walk down it. I do walk down it, and I get to my row, and my window seat doesn't have a window,
which I hate.
And the guy sitting in the aisle, he fills the seat. So I know darn well he's not going to move in for me. And so he goes to get up, and he's crouched over, and he's not a tall guy, and he's totally crouched over trying to get up so I can get in. And I go, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I turn around and I start walking out. I can't do it. And I pass the stewardess, and she's like, where are you going? I go, I can't do it. And she just watches me walk by, and I get out, like I'm almost running off the plane. I pass another flight attendant, and she's like, where are you going? I go, I can't do it. She's like, okay, go talk to the lady up there. So I go back to the lady, and she's like, what are you doing? I go, I can't do it. And she goes, okay, I'm gonna give your seat to someone else. And she like slides me, like literally at the computer before I even talk to her, she slides me out, puts somebody else in. She gives me a little note card and says, okay, call Delta and have them fix your flight. And I said, okay. And I walked away, and I walked into the little open air. There wasn't people at this airport. Trust me when I tell you, it was nobody. And I started crying, and I was like, I was so like, not only was I overwhelmed and anxious, but I was also like, all those people could do it. Why can't I do it? What is wrong with me? And then I'm like, and I'm in Chattanooga. What am I gonna do now? Like, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? And I gotta change my flight again. Like, it's a whole thing. So I called Alex. I'm shaking, and he was so sweet. He's like, calm down, it's okay. And he didn't know I didn't get on the flight, so he's like, it's fine. Just take your pill, close your eyes. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I go, I didn't get on the flight. He's like, you're fine. You'll be. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. And I'm like, I didn't get it. He goes, just get on and just close your eyes and just keep your eyes closed the whole flight. I go, the plane's leaving. And he's like, oh, you didn't get on the plane. No. He's like, okay, so what are you going to do now? And he was just like supportive, you know.
Yeah, how
so
sweet.
I just like snapped out of it, and I was like, okay, you know what? I need to call Delta. I need to figure it out. Like, that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
But it was kind of good. I think I needed that like moment. And so, and I'll tell you that
that's a lot already that you've been through.
Exactly.
It's very stressful.
Well, emotionally and
that
mentally.
lady didn't help at all.
No.
You know, just that's
Exactly.
a lot. That cry probably made you feel so much better.
Yeah, and I think it did. And the Ativan works for anxiety. So if you're at a 20, it'll bring you to like, well, depending on how many you take, but it should bring you to like normalcy. Mm-hmm. So if you take it and you have no anxiety, it'll knock you out. Like, you know, so that's how it works. So it fluctuates. So imagine the level of my anxiety. I had taken a pill and a half. I'll tell you, I didn't feel it. Not at all. No. I had no effects of it at all. And so it just goes to show that my anxiety was through the roof.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, okay, I'm going to Uber back to Georgia, and then I'm going to figure it out. Because I can't stay here. Where am I going to go? There's the Chattanooga airport's in the middle of nowhere. So I go, okay.
They didn't have another plane that was going to
they're all small.
Okay, so it's the small plane that
it was the small plane situation. So I was like, I'll drive home before I'm going to get on one of those planes.
Okay.
And that was what I thought. I thought I'm going to either drive home, or I could go to Nashville still, because Gina was going to Nashville. So I was like, Thursday I could go to Nashville, or I could go tonight if they can get me on a flight. But anyway, long story short, the Uber kept saying, we're finding you an Uber. We're finding you an Uber. So I sat there for 30 minutes, and they still didn't find me an Uber. So I was like, I'm in Chattanooga at this airport in the middle of nowhere. I'm not finding an Uber. So I go over to the rental company, and I'm like, shot in the dark. You guys rent one way? And they're like, yeah. I was like, thank you, Jesus.
Oh, God,
okay, good.
Thank you,
They had it available. My Ativan was not kicked in because I had been through the roof. So I was totally fine to drive. And it was like an hour from the flight to the renting the car.
Yeah.
And so I rented the car, and I drove back, and then I passed a Buc-ee's. And if you know Buc-ee's, it's like the raddest, big gas station, right? So I'm like, oh, it's halfway between Chattanooga and Atlanta. So I'm like, I'm going to Buc-ee's. So I pull over. I'm on the phone with Brandy and my mom. I'm in Buc-ee's. So then I hang up with them. I record. Here's what I'm getting. I got a sundress. I got some pajamas. I got a romper, but it needed an undershirt because it was like
I didn't know they sell clothes there.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
That's where Brandy
They have,
got her
boutique
Christmas pajamas.
stuff. Yeah, they have the cutest stuff.
I think that's what she said.
They have like boutique shopping, and then they have Buc-ee's brand stuff, and then they have all the food, and then they have the camping stuff and the car stuff. So anyway, I did a little shopping there, but I didn't look, but I didn't get any of the toiletries. I'm like, I'll just go to Target when I get back to Atlanta. So anyway, I go to get in the rental car, and it's all and I'm like,
you've got to be kidding me.
that's what I said. I said, this is not happening. I mean, this is a joke. Like, to myself, I said
just
this
know
in the
all
car.
this because I followed her.
Yes.
I haven't heard any.
Rhonda's shocked and I'm not. I'm like, I already know. I kind of know. I like hearing the extra details.
Are you getting punked at this point?
That's what I feel. I am in the twilight this isn't.
But
that's
she's
what I said. It's
also
not real.
recording herself with her car.
But I started recording after it didn't start, so I was like, I have to record this. So I didn't intend on recording all of this. It was just one thing after another that I was like, this isn't.
God,
nobody would believe me if I didn't tell you. So I started recording. I was like, this can't be real. My car's not starting. And I thought when I start recording, it's going to start. No, it was and I was like, unbelievable. So I post that. Michelle is following my journey, and Brian works at a dealership, so she texts me. Like, my mom's like, oh my gosh, get off the phone with us. Call AAA. And I was like, okay. So I called the rental car company emergency line. So I was on hold with them. And Michelle texts through. And she's like, Brian says, get out of the car, turn it off, get out of the car, lock the doors, and it should reset. Then you get in the car and turn it on, and it should reset it.
Is it?
So I did it, and it did it. And I was like, oh my gosh, Brian, thank you so much. I love you, Brian. You're the best. You saved me.
Like, how would you know to do that?
I
Nobody
mean, that's
knows
stupid.
That's so funny. Jeremy's dad just told me literally the same thing with his mom's car, but he had left the fob in all night, and then you have to like jiggle the fob to wake it up or something
And
crazy.
what kind of car
stupid.
is this, and what year?
It was a Nissan. It was a Nissan, like not an old car. It was a rental car,
like a Nissan Sentra,
sport utility, whatever that is.
like brand new.
I don't know, but probably
They're
within a
usually-
year or two.
they're usually
Yeah,
pretty
rental
new.
cars, like
Yeah.
they take them out of service after a year or two. I think.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Brian.
Yes.
So
All the people, thank you.
yes. So I drove back, and I was like, I'm getting a hotel. I'm not bothering any of the girls. Like, I mean, they were both like, come here, and I was just like, I just need my own brainwaves right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got a hotel. And I was surrounded by like all the best shopping ever. I was like the best hotel spot in the world. And I was so excited the next day to shop. So that night, so I go to Target, and I'm like, I gotta buy some toiletries, but I gotta buy some food too, because I don't want to go out tonight. I'm just gonna get some like food to snack on in the room. So Pam calls me. So I'm on the phone with her. So I'm a little distracted when I go in. So I don't know. I mean, it was like 8:40, I think, when I pulled into town.
At night.
Yeah.
Okay.
On a Monday. So I'm shopping through the food aisle, and I'm trying to decide, I don't really know what I want. You guys know me, like if I'm going to have a bottle of wine, or if I'm going to have a seltzer, or if I'm going to have a beer. I don't know. It takes me an hour to decide that on a regular basis. So I was shopping through the lines. Anyways, found the greatest Stella Ortiz watermelon pepper wine. It's like made for me. It tastes like a wine cooler, but it's
Watermelon pepper?
yes, it's
Wow, what a
so
mixture.
good. Like spicy
It does sound
watermelon. is what
right
it
up
is.
your alley.
Doesn't
for
it?
Sure. Yes.
So I was like freaking out on the phone with Pam. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I found this. So then I'm going through and getting the food. So then I go to start shopping. I need underwear. I need deodorant. I need toothbrush. I need razor. Toothpaste. Yeah. I need makeup. If I want to be.
Gosh.
I mean, I've been recording myself without anything for a long time, so I don't know what I cared
But
for.
you can still pull that off.
But no, but I thought at this point, I forgot to say when I was coming back from Chattanooga, I got a flight out of Nashville that was on a first class, no extra money, the perfect thing, and layover in Utah, so it was perfect because they had no other flights between Atlanta and Nashville before then with what I needed, whether it was an emergency row aisle or a first class aisle. There was one, but I'd have paid $1,000 more for first class. I was like, no. Fortunately, I had the time, so I was like, I'll just wait for Nashville. So now I'm thinking, well, I would get Nashville Wednesday night and wouldn't leave till Thursday night. So I'm like, I can't be presentable.
Cute. Yeah.
So anyway, I go to the clothing aisle, and this lady comes up to me. I'm on the phone still, and she goes, we're about to close. Can I help you find something? And I'm like, you are? Okay, yeah. I said, actually, I'm looking for, I need cotton, chonies in a small, blah, blah, blah. And I gave her the description. She goes, okay, I'll get it for you. And I go, okay, I'm going to go get my makeup. Now, I don't know what time it is, and I don't know what time they're closing, but I thought it was weird. So I go, Pam, I got to go. So I go over to the makeup aisle. I haven't bought makeup outside of being online in probably 8 years, I don't buy in the store.
Right.
I don't know what I use. I don't know what color works for me. I don't know anything. So I'm looking around and I'm like, now I'm panicked and I'm thinking, I gotta find the makeup for sure, because then the toothpaste and toothbrush, I can get last minute. And this woman, as I'm looking in the makeup, she comes over and she's like, ma'am, you need to go. We are closed. And I was
wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. I missed my flight. I'm stuck here and I don't have anything. So I'm just trying to find stuff. We're closed. You need to go.
Oh my God.
She was that rude. And I was like, okay. So I grabbed this one, I grabbed this, and I'm like, and I go, where's the toothpaste and the tooth? Like, that's all I needed was toothpaste and toothbrush. And so I found that. I got in line. The checkout felt so bad. She's like, I'm sorry. I said, it's okay. I just missed my flight. I was in the Atlanta debacle, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I could have gone the next day, but I didn't want to leave I hadn't showered now in 2 days, and I don't want to leave my hotel room without, and now I'm going, I don't have a bra. So I get back, so I get to the hotel, and I'm like, I don't have a bra. I had a sports bra that I had on for 2 days and sweated in, and I was like, gross. And it was black, and I had bought a white sundress at Buc-ee's, and then I bought the romper that I needed a tank top, but I didn't have time at Target to get the tank top. So it's like, which do I wear to go shopping for whatever else I need? Like, I just was like, it was a case. Was it the worst thing in the world? No, I know there's a lot more drama out there that it could have been, but I'm just saying it was just my own little scenario. So anyway, I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out tomorrow. So there was a couch in my hotel room, but I wanted to sit in the bed because the way the TV was, it made the most sense to sit in the bed. So I get the ironing board and I put it on my bed. I put my whole charcuterie there, my glass of wine and everything, and I had my little night, and it was beautiful. I caught up on my shows. The Madison is amazing, by the way, and had a great night's sleep. Woke up the next morning, turned on the television, opened my water bottle, had a sip, I sat it in my bed. This is foolish me. I sat it in my bed and leaned it like against my blankets that were kind of gathered, right? So it was totally fine.
Yeah.
If you remember that you put an open water bottle that's full in your bed. But I got out of my bed and got back in my bed and didn't realize the entire water bottle had fallen into my bed.
No.
And it was starting to go under my butt. Before I realized it, the whole bottle was empty. I was like,
wait, it's even better though. Why was the cap off, Charity?
Because the night before I was like, what am I going to do with my contacts? I had contact solution, but I didn't have my glasses, so I couldn't see, but I was like, I'll just put my contacts when I'm tired, like ready to go to sleep. I'll take my contacts out. I'll put them in the caps of the 2 water bottles. Oh my God. So I had the 2 water bottle caps sitting there with eye contact solution in them, but I'd fallen asleep without taking my contacts out. So the bottle didn't have a cap for that reason, so it spilled all over. So then I was like, oh, I have a waterbed now. I thought I was going to be there for like that next night, and I was like, gosh, dang it. So then I'm on the phone with Delta for the 3rd time for over 2 hours. I'm like, let me just try to see if there's something tonight. So they ended up getting me out that night, which was Tuesday night. So I got to leave 2 days before I thought I was going to leave. So I had it, and we had heard ICE had come in and that the wait times were down. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to commit. Like, I have to commit. I can't.
Okay, so what airport is this?
I'm back in Atlanta.
Back in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't have to go to Nashville.
No.
Oh, good.
Not in the end. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So I'm packing everything up, and I see the 2 water bottle lids. And so I'm like, well, I had finished one water bottle was empty. So
one still.
And one was full. So I was like, oh, I'm going to keep the full one so that like on the way to the airport, I'm probably going to be in line for another few hours. So I take the rest of my spicy watermelon wine. I pour it into one of my empty bottles. And I'm like, I'm taking this with me because I'm going to be in line. And until you go through security, they don't care what you have.
Right, perfect.
So, so I take the lid of the one water bottle and put it on. And then I'm like, I should probably drink some water like this morning. So I take the lid off and I'm like, I drink my water and I'm like, ooh, it's like salty, weird tasting. I'm like, why is it salty, weird tasting? I look at the bottle and I'm like, it's just whatever, Aquafina or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's weird. And so then I look over the other lid where I had put it with the solution next to it and I was like, Oh my gosh, I just drank my eye contact solution. Like one thing after another, people.
What happened to your contact?
No, I never took them out. Thank God.
I thought you were literally going to say when
I drank it.
Yes. I thought you just ate your contact.
No, I never took them out. I slept in them.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So then I was like,
Can you get sick drinking that?
No, I don't. Well, I was like, ear, nose, throat. I guess it's
saline,
fine, right?
Is it
I don't
saline?
know. I just felt like, but then somebody told me that you can die from something you put in your eyes, Visine.
Oh.
Like that you can die from too much Visine or something.
But
something like
that
that.
wasn't Visine.
No, it wasn't. But I'm like, wait, my ear, nose, and throat theory should have covered Visine.
Right?
I don't know if it's too much. I don't know. But anyway,
But she only drank a tiny little capful.
Yes,
So
and
you're
I
fine.
poured water in
It was
there, and then I
diluted.
washed
And it
it
was
out of my
diluted.
mouth, and Anyway, so then I head off to the airport, and then I forgot that I put those full water bottles in my backpack, and I get there, and there's no line at security. I'm literally running through the line, like skipping. I'm like, and there's ICE agents everywhere. Whatever they did was magic. It was beautiful, and I got all the way to security. My backpack's going through, and I'm waiting for my backpack, and then there was like this glass barrier, and it was like an illusion. I saw my backpack on the other side, but I didn't understand it. Like I was like, why is my backpack like? And then the guy takes it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I left my 2 full drinks. And so I said, listen, I thought I was gonna be in a long line.
Yeah.
Those were my emergency drinks. He goes, do you want to step out and drink them real quick? I'm like, no, it's okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
Just
toss 'em.
toss them, yeah. So I made it through. I was almost 6 hours early there, sat at a bar there, had 4 glasses of wine. Then I took my pill. No, I didn't take my pill at that point. Did I take my pill or no? I think I got on the plane
That's what I should do.
and then took my
4
pill
glasses
because, well, I felt fine.
She had 4 glasses in 6 hours.
Exactly. So it's not that much.
Oh, yeah, that's not.
But then I had made sure with my Delta lady that I was on the right seat. She insured me that. I got on the plane. I was on an aisle. I was nowhere near first class or an exit row. So I said, I have to commit, because if I open my eyes, try to fix this, I'm going to start getting in my head. I'm going to get off this plane. I'm not going to do this again, because I was already triggered. So I just closed my eyes, and I didn't sleep the entire 4.5 flight home. I just kept my eyes closed.
What time was your flight?
With the pill and 4 glasses of wine.
What the heck?
It was at 9:15.
Oh, at night. Okay.
So I woke up. Well, I was never asleep, but I opened my eyes when we were landing, like on the descent. I felt us descending, so I opened my eyes, and the plane wasn't packed, thank God, and I could see down the aisle, and the bulkhead was higher than my face, and so I was fine. I was able to get off, and I was home, but it was quite an
Poor
ordeal.
thing, you went through so much.
It was a lot.
That is a lot.
It was
and
a
also
lot.
because you
That's
were
a lot.
all by yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. Angela's like, you need a human support person. I'm like,
I don't think I could have done all that.
But now I fly out on Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's a week from the day it's a week and 2 days from the day I got back, and I'm flying out to Italy now.
Yeah. I think you're going to be
Nice.
fine.
But you're going to be with
But I have
family.
Luca.
Yeah, you're going
I
to
have
be with
Luca.
Yeah.
I called our travel agent. I said, if you don't get me in the front, because it's Easter, spring break, all the things. So it was packed, and usually we do premium economy, and then a lot of times we can upgrade to business class. So I don't have to take a pill when I have that much space around me. I'm fine. But this time we couldn't get either of those. So we're in economy, which is fine. I don't mean to be pretentious. It's just my claustrophobia that it's hard,
Yeah.
Luca's fine. He could sit straight erect with the whole entire flight there and back, and he has no problem.
I couldn't do that.
So I called, because I was just recently triggered. I was like, Tino, you can't put me anywhere. And he's like, okay, let me call the airline and see what I can do. So he got me in the front section of the economy. So I don't have anyone in front of me, and that will be fine for me. And then Luca will be with me, and I can take a pill. So all those things, I'll be just fine.
You'll be fine.
And the airports aren't as bad.
No,
right now.
they were. I dropped Logan and Alex at LAX, and they were right through.
Yeah, Jeremy's parents got right through this morning at San Diego too. So
Yeah, and that was a reported
and they
bad
got
airport.
here last Monday, kind of when you were going through it. They came from Minneapolis, which is a Delta hub also. Nothing. No problems.
Nice.
I don't know why. Also, she uses a wheelchair, so I don't know if but they said it wasn't crowded, but I think when you're in a wheelchair, they kind of
Yeah, but the wheelchair, I saw that when I checked in the first night Sunday.
Was it backed up too?
The wheelchair room was packed. So even they were having a hard time. I don't think if you were in that debacle, you weren't getting through in 5 hours.
Well, so we were watching your stuff because that was Sunday, right? And so I was like showing Jeremy your videos and we were talking about it and he goes, oh my God, my parents are coming tomorrow. There's no way. Like, so he said, if you get there and it's crazy, turn around and go home.
Oh, wait. No, but they couldn't have because the airport was so packed. They couldn't.
No, I was just saying if they got to Minneapolis on the way out here.
Oh, yeah.
He told his parents that.
Yeah, he just said, don't bother coming.
Yeah.
Well, think about if you had a 1 or 2 year old or any age child that has to wait 5 hours in a line. I can't even imagine if I had anybody. I don't know how these people did it.
That doesn't sound like fun at all.
Well, not only fun, but painful. And then you're like, they have to go potty and they have to eat and they have what do you do?
And they're antsy.
Yeah, they don't sit still. So
you went through so much. You definitely put your big girl panties on.
Well, and I will say in the end, I do think it was a blessing that I started vlogging it because it kind of helped me through it. Like you had to laugh along with it, it just.
And also like Michelle saw it and was able to help you.
Yeah, it was resourceful.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got to get to my nail appointment. So that's not all. We'll be back next week.
No.
We won't?
Yes. Well, you're in
Oh, I'll be in Italy.
Yeah, you're going to be in Italy.
Yeah, so I don't know, you guys.
Mondays.
Yeah.
We don't know. And I'll be in Cabo on the 13th.
So we might skip again, or I might do a detour if I find an opportunity while I'm in Italy. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging in there with us. I hope this entertained you. A lot of honesty and realism in this one.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll be back when we're back.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.